Hi, it's Brad Kerns with the University of Kentucky Trombone Studio. This is part two of a set of videos designed to help with some tips on the 2014 Kentucky Music Educators Association All-State Trombone Audition music. The first video was, I talked a little bit about the Rochue, number 29, which is designed for the judges to get a chance to hear your beautiful sound, your sense of lyricism and musicality, and that's gonna be great. And now, but the danger is to then move to the technical aspect and just play fast. So you have to remember that even though it's technical, and maybe it's they obviously there are more notes and faster rhythms and that sort of thing. You still want to play with your best sound possible, and you want to play with a beautiful sound and intonation, and also play musically, even though it is fast. It's marked 104 to 120, which is great, but do not, if you play it great at 96, then play it great at 96, and you'll get, and you'll do just fine. You never want to play a tempo that's not comfortable where you can't do your best. So, speed never trumps sound or accuracy. Those are always going to be the two more important things for sure. So one thing, there are a lot of dynamics in there. I noticed there are a lot of ups and downs. Like sometimes you've got 3 eighth notes crescendo and 2 eighth note decrescendo. So it's very you want to look at these dynamics, but you want to use them as tools to play musically. Don't get so obsessed with the dynamics and make them academic to where they sound kind of awkward. All of these dynamics should have a nice flow and should help you to play a better line. So, for example, you have you've got 7 8 notes. You got a crescendo and a decrescendo over 7 8 notes. So that's a lot to do in 7 8 notes. But again, it's to help you play a musical line. Again, but you're always singing, even though it's fast and it's technical. It still needs to be lyrical and beautiful. The other thing, there are a couple of rhythmic things that you want to be careful of. You want to be aware of the dotted 8/16, that you're subdividing 16th notes within the dotted 8 and not triplets. So it's the difference between yum, ba bum ba bum 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 ba, triplet. And the faster we go, sometimes we'll tend to let that dotted 8 kind of sway back a little bit. So I'm going to play a bit here just to remind you of the dotted 8/16 and give the 16th its own space. You know, the 16th is a note as well, so don't just gloss over that. So I'll play a little bit dotted 8/16. So, subdividing those 16ths in your head. And the other thing is, make sure you don't group the 16th with the following 8th with a slur. Don't add slurs. Sometimes we do that naturally. At this fast tempo, if you do that and then you speed it up, it might start sounding almost like a Charlie Parker bebop tune. So be careful with that. So do not group. So grouping will be. Again, you speed that up, it's going to sound like it's going to sound maybe kind of like jazz or something like that. So you want to make sure that you give the 16th its own space. The D. Other than that, there are a couple other things, but this is a really nice etude. Also, be careful coming off of quarters that go into 4/16. B, up, 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 B, up, 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 B, up, 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 up. Tennessee is going to be late coming off of that tie. So what you might want to think about is typically you will have this, you have a quarter on one and then tied to 16ths on two. Make sure you kind of almost think off on two in your head. 1, off, up, 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 2, off, up, 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 1, off, up, up, up. Okay? an example of that. You don't have to breathe necessarily. You just want to be thinking off on 2, off on 4 in your head. Again, it's a great etude. It's really nice, and use the dynamics to make music. And good luck. I'm sure you'll do great. And looking forward to hearing everyone in February at KMEA. And if you have any other questions, feel free to email bradley.kerns@uky.edu. Thanks.